the US dollar is already showing signs of weakness. But if you don't know where smart money is positioning, you are going to be caught on the wrong side of the markets. Vinboss Signal Factory, signals engineered for serious traders. What's up, traders? It's your boy Vincent, aka Vinboss, and today we are going to be dealing with another episode of our daily analysis. So, with that being said, right now, traders, we are still in a bearish momentum. Why do we regard this as a bearish momentum? Because of the change of structure in the monthly time frame that was seen discussed in the deep dive video that was analyzed on Monday. So with that being said, traders, this is exactly what to expect. Right now on DXY, we are seeing signs of weakness like this one. Price is struggling to break higher. This one is going to be, I need to show you this on lower time frames so that you can understand and see what I am talking about when I'm saying signs of struggling to show to the upside. Come on, what is wrong with this internet connection? Okay, we are back. Now, it says um the price is struggling to break higher. We can show you that. Listen, the price is just like this. It's moving lower lows, lower highs. But as soon as we get a new high here, this simply means this is a change of structure. We are going to go to the upside to look for buying opportunities around here. Now, let's look what happened when we say that price is struggling to break higher. This is a new low. Let's zoom in. Let's move this chart a little bit. Yes, I think this is perfect. Price has been coming down. New high. This is supposed to be a buyer zone. Make a new low again, new high, new low. This means we were supposed to buy from here to the upside. Just made a new low again and another new high here. And this new high, as you can check, it is definitely sitting right where our 14-day liquidity is. And that usually tells you one thing: the buyers are not in control of this. They are losing control because they bought here, they bought here, they bought here, they bought here, and some of them who really believe that this is a buying point, they bought here. And of course, on the real account traders community, we are already positioned from yesterday here. We are already in this sell signal right now, and we are expecting to see to the downside. And before we get to anything, let's show you the signal. It was anticipated that the market would definitely come from this lower bottom to retest the 14-day liquidity, which also retest the 200 moving average and the continuation to the downside. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's get into this. What do I want to see? Of course, this is going to the downside. Any small pullback and a continuation to the downside, we will take it. But preferably, if this goes and retest the 14-day liquidity right here, which is the 98.52, it will be also a great place to look for selling opportunities to go to the downside. And this is opportunity one. It has already came close enough, maybe 5 pips before it reaches this. Let me zoom in and show traders what I am talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Break to the downside, change of structure, almost came close and retested this level right here. Let me just adjust. It looks like it is not well adjusted for, yes, now it is. Now, traders, precision matters. That's why every level has to sit at the ultimate price. So, with that being said, beautiful traders, I think we almost reached this 14-day liquidity. And if we do get a bounce from here and we go up and we test the second, we now I did show you, traders, the first opportunity and the second opportunity. I know we are in the 4-hour chart time frame. Let's go to the for our time frame. I know the analysis was later analyzed in here. This is what it looks like. This is after seeing that we are almost doing a bearish engulfing. We entered and took the opportunity to go down already in break even. Remember, traders, it is important. Markets don't reverse instantly, they distribute first and then that's when they move. Now, this is the distribution that I am talking about. This is where a lot of traders get trapped, and we are selling from this level to the downside. This is not only happening in here, but also it is happening in here. Before this great move to the downside, the markets distributed. Before this great move to the downside, the markets distributed. Do you see the pattern? And this is happening again, and we are going to go to the downside again. Does that make sense to anybody else? I hope it does. So what I'm watching here is liquidity from above. That's exactly where price is drawn to, right? Like this here, the 14-day liquidity, which is 98.51. This is the exact level where I'm looking for selling opportunities, and this is, but if we do manage to go be higher, this is still the second place to look for selling opportunities right here at 99.30. This is the second liquidity, so we are looking at liquidity from higher levels to find selling opportunities to the downside. Now, traders, if you want the exact levels I'm waiting for, please confirm and go to Telegram to make sure that you do not miss any of these updates as they are being given live on Telegram. Now, euro dollar. This is where weakness on the dollar starts to translate as opportunity to go to the upside. As the dollar drops, the euro dollar strengthens. Now, let's get into this. Remember, traders, before I even explain this or zoom in to get to explain this, let's remember on the video what was expected of this move and how we did anticipate this move. So traders, after this strong momentum to the upside invalidating the monthly break of structure, the only thing that is left for us is the retest of this 14-day of this wave liquidity to the upside and this 14-day liquidity to the upside. So do you see, we wanted to see this happening. Even though this was going to the upside, we wanted to see the retest of this wave liquidity to the upside and a retest of this 14-day liquidity as the second place to look the second best place to look for buying opportunities. Now, traders, we are already in, as you can see, with the real account traders community, and we have already put the break even. So one thing, don't just buy blindly. The real entry comes after confirmation. Let's go to the lower time frames and see what kind of confirmation we are talking about. Now, the kind of confirmation that I am talking about came from this momentum to the upside. I didn't care about it. We waited for this, and as soon as we get this, we wanted to see this go to the upside. So either we were going to have this come down and then a continuation to the upside, which didn't happen. But what forced us on the 30 minutes time frame to get into this was this bullish engulfing candle that happens, and then another entry. And right now we already are in break even, so that if we come down to retest the wave liquidity again, we are already safe from the losses. Will just be a break even. So that's why we would not enter or discuss this on Saturday with our lessons and losses of the week. Now, again, traders, remember, if price pulls back into the zone and holds, this is where high probability buys are. This is exactly what I was trying to tell you. If it comes here, these are high probability chances to go to the upside on the euro and the dollars. So one thing I know is that most traders enter late after the move has already gone. That's why they get bad entries. Now, inside Telegram, I don't just say buy, I give exact entry level and timing. GBP is also pushing bullish, but this pair moves aggressively, so you need precision. Now, remember, traders, before anything else, let me just show you what we expected or what we wanted to see in the markets going into this week and to the middle of the week, so that you can understand how this powerful signal works. And with the pound and the dollar, very simply put, we just closed the gap. Now we are continuing with the retested. Remember, in the small time frames, we are looking for break of structure, pullback, buying opportunities, continuation to the upside. This is what we are looking for in the 30 minutes time frame, so that we can get perfect opportunities or reliable trading signals. But if it keeps on making this, you are not, you know, eligible to go inside here and try to trade this market without confirmed entries. Now remember, in places like this is where people rush. Patience here isn't waiting, it's positioning for precision. So with that being said, traders, look for buying opportunities to go to the upside. This will help you, traders. This now, that's exactly what happened in the market. The market came down, even if we can zoom in now. The market came down from here. The market came down, retested this level, which is the previous month's break of structure, and then started pushing to the upside. We all know that the pound and the dollar moves very aggressively. So with that being said, you can even see that the euro and the dollar is retesting. The euro and the dollar is after reaching this high here. In the euro and the dollar, this high just reached the monthly break of structure of March, but in here, this high has broken above the previous monthly break of structure of March and is now to the downside. So this moves aggressively to the upside. Another thing that traders we have to come up with and keep in mind is that on lower time frames, like this signal that we did have here, volatility is designed to shake out weak traders before the real move. Now, what do I mean by that? Look at this. Look at the tails that we do get here, and look at this kind of candles that we do get right where we said we are looking for buying opportunities. These levels are powerful. These levels need structure, following, and discipline. So, one thing that I would like to remind you is that, let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see how it looks in the 30 minutes time frame. This is how it looks in a 30 minutes time frame. One thing that I want you guys to remember is that if you're not entering at key levels that I'm giving here on YouTube and on Telegram, if you're not entering at key levels that I'm giving right now, you are not trading, you are just gambling. It has to be part of your gambling strategy, not your trading strategies. Now, remember, traders, I manage risk and entries in Telegram, and that's the difference. Remember, traders, if you're only watching here on YouTube and not joining Telegram, you are getting only the waves but not the execution. So, with that being the case, traders, US dollar and the Japanese yen, both the dollar and the Japanese yen are weak, but the weakest one is the Japanese yen. And ever since the beginning of the week, I was biased to the upside on this currency pair. Why? Because we have not reached on the dollar's monthly break of structure like we have reached in the DXY. In the DXY, we have reached in the euro dollar, we have reached in the pound and the dollar, but instead we are still holding right here between the wave liquidity and the monthly liquidity. And I think I did mention that what I want to see from the beginning of the week is up, up, continuation, up again to the upside. So with that being said, let's see what I did expect and what I did get from the video on YouTube. The US dollar and the Japanese yen, Looks like it is about to break to the upside and then continue, just keep on continuing and making higher highs. Now, if I zoom in right now, you can see what I was talking about. It continued to the upside, gave us a little bit of a pullback to close the gap, went again to the upside, strong momentum. Now it is retesting here. We are about to get another wave to the upside. Right, traders, remember, these pairs are both weak, and since they are both weak, what does it mean? It simply means that you have to go with the weakest one or stay out of these markets. Remember that it is still respecting higher time frames, which is why it has no confirmed sell setup yet. That is why I would go with this if we get buying opportunities from this level. Now, remember, in this pair, this is where patience matters. No confirmation, no trade. Most traders force trades here because they want action. And in Telegram, if there is no setup, I say nothing, and that's how you stay consistent in the Forex trading business. So, traders, before anything else, I would like to remind you what I was expecting, but let me draw it out so that you can see what I said on the video versus what is actually happening in the market. What I wanted to see was a sell setup forming from this level and then continuation to the downside. Why? Because this level is the wave liquidity and this level is the 14-day liquidity. So if I were to sell from this level and then go to the downside, this would be the second best opportunity. This is the first best opportunity, but we didn't get that. Instead, we did have the break of structure to the downside. We will get deeper once we know what the previous video did and what we were expecting, of course. So if you have seen the daily and the weekly and the monthly, potentially this is a great opportunity to look for selling opportunities to the downside. And again, this is another great opportunity to look for selling opportunities to the downside. Either way, we are not buying this, we are looking for selling opportunities. Now, this was a clear plan. Now let's see what happened, traders, before anything else takes shape. Now, traders, before continuation, price always pulls back. This is where the smart entries come from. Now, this is what I wanted to see my smart entry becoming to the downside, right? The market ignored the 14-day liquidity because of the strength in the Canadian dollar. So with that being said, we went to the downside, took out structure here, made a strong bearish momentum, and after that, this becomes the liquidity, and after that, the market has just went and gave us bearish patterns information to the downside. This is what I mean. After price breaks, it pulls back, and this is where the smart entries are, and this is why the continuation will have to follow. If this level breaks, if this level breaks and it retests, this is where selling becomes high probabilities, traders. This is where it becomes high probabilities. Now, I know that the mistake that traders make is entering too early, like entering here, and then the market comes in, boom, and hit them. Right here, we are still not in because of not seeing the perfect opportunities in lower time frame. We have to confirm the perfect opportunities in lower time frames. So if you want to avoid that mistake, of course, follow the Telegram. This is where the execution happened. And remember, traders, the market is setting up. The question is whether you are positioned or still guessing. You can keep watching analysis or you can start taking structured trades. Link in description.